Speed champions. Oh yeah. They're four fast cars. Four very fast cars that are made out of Lego. And I'm going to make them. I'm going to take a look at them. And I'm going to review them. So what do we have? We have a Chevrolet, the Corvette Z06, the Ford Mustang GT, we have the Audi R8 LMS Ultra, we have the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro, all for ages 7 to 14. I'm sure you can read the serial numbers, and I'm sure you all know that they would all look like the official logos as well. That's interesting. Well, what else have we got here? Let's just turn them over and see what's on the backs. Because this is the review proper done. I'm not going to continue doing a silly voice like the one I was using before. I'll just continue using the silly voice I'm using right now, my normal everyday speaking one. And using the silly voice before was actually starting to hurt my throat. Well, as you can see, we've got what looks like various little stories. It looks like, in this particular case, somehow he's had a flat tyre, or he's got some OCD and he's just like to change his tyre for the sheer sake of it. And it looks like that story repeats here, and repeats here, and repeats here. Oh my god. Well, at least this guy manages to win. That guy gets to go to the cleaners, that guy gets done for speeding, and that guy sets a nice fast time. Well, let's get these opened up and see how many bags there are. I'm gonna guess 3 bags each. What do you reckon? 3 bag jobs? They've got to be. Something like this. Oh, the wheel trims are coming out already. Something like this is usually going to be 3 bags. Or alternatively, this one will probably say open for closed forever because it doesn't want to open. Alright, don't you just love it when the easy to open boxes aren't easy to open? Let's see, 1, 2, 3 and instructions. 1, 2, 3 and some loose bits. Let's put them to one side to be safe. Instructions and the usual badges and whatnot, stickers. Let's put that over there. 1, 2, 3 and yeah, some loose bits there. Let's just try to organise ourselves a little bit. And finally, 3 more bags, and it looks like there's either no real trims or the real trims are inside the bags. Can you hear me over all the rustling? Good. Alright, I'll be back then, after I've put them all together. Okay, so that was a case of quite a bit of time taken to build 4 different cars like this. All for one session. That actually took a couple of hours. The actual builds are not that dissimilar from each other, to be honest. The actual construction techniques, if we just pick up these 2 cars for example, they all use the same basic base unit here and the same, effectively the same combination, well, maybe not the same style and quite the same combination of bricks, but the overall design principles are quite similar in a lot of cases. There's some variations. As far as the actual cars themselves are concerned, I think they do look rather nice in their own right. If you've been watching my videos for any length of time and you've seen the Lego reviews, you know of course I do not particularly like stickers. At least not as far as, say, the cars are concerned. A few variations, such as this one has a little funky fin that you can do pretty much anything you want with. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the stickers themselves. It would obviously, as far as the race cars are concerned, it would make them look more like racing vehicles than they actually do. As it is, without the stickers, they do kind of stick out a bit, okay, especially these 2, because these are designed more to be seen as actual races more than anything else, whereas these 2 over here could, in theory, pass as everyday regular cars, I suppose, if you're using a slightly larger scale than they normally do for the Lego minifigures and so on. I do quite like the design aesthetics on this one. If you had some spare lights, this would probably look a little better, even more. I keep finding every now and then that I have actually put some of the bricks down quite as tight as they should be. This was kind of overall, if you're a Transformers fan and you've been watching and reading their material since day 1, or at least since today's G1, is it just made this look a bit like Wheeljack's alt mode? Just a bit. The colours and whatnot just sort of remind me so much of him. So does this to a certain degree, but not so much the shape. Okay, the colours remind me of Wheeljack, but again the shape doesn't. I'm not going to bother putting the figures into the vehicles, at least not for the moment anyhow. That's a bit more work than is really needed, but they do look rather nice and they do have quite a nice solid feel to them. One of the most bizarre ones, which one was it? This one. It actually gives you might just be able to notice this. See that little handle there? Just where my finger's pointing at? That's actually from one of the doors. They give you the regular doors, but they can't open in any way. You've got to put them on backwards as well, so that if they could open, they'd open this way instead of that way. But, you know, it's just the aesthetics more than anything else. It does work quite nicely. And I'm no car person, I'm not a petrol head, I'm not a motor head. I admire the shape and the contours and whatnot. You know, it would probably help these two particular cars on the left here if they had maybe a couple of other colours in the collection, maybe some black, you know, to fill up the bottom sections a bit more. If these sections had been, say, instead of being 2x2s, for example, if they'd been 2x1s, you know, that might have allowed them to have two-tone colours, and that might have just broken things up a bit. And if this had been a black bar instead of a blue bar, you know, it's just the way things go, I suppose. As far as the figures are concerned, none of them have any second. Well, actually, they do. This guy has a sort of confused look there, and he's got this championship smile. I might be thinking of a different set. Oh, no, some of them did and some of them didn't. This one here, he's dropped a spanner, but he still thinks he's a winner. And the autofocus just doesn't want to know today. There you go, I moved my fingers back into position and everything's good again. So here we go, this guy here is quite happy, but no second face. Why is that? I mean, none of these were part of a collector's set or anything like that. They were all 4 separate individual pieces. But you'd think that they'd be a bit consistent within the range. Right, I managed to drop a spanner somewhere. This guy's lost his spanner. But that doesn't matter, there's plenty of those. One of the things that you will tend to collect a lot of if you get racing car sets, for example, is that you will find that you get a lot of spanners. This is supposed to be a scoreboard. I haven't bothered putting the scoreboard label on, of course. This guy here gets a vacuum cleaner. Of all the things to actually give them, I assume, as per the box art, he must be tidying and cleaning his car himself, so he's presumably getting some sort of punishment. This guy gets a little camera, and this, you know, looks like a very good facsimile of an actual camera you would have seen, say, back in the 80s. Look, there's tape. It's 2016. You know, we're in the second decade of the 21st century. We've pretty much stopped using tape for the vast majority of things. Most TV shows are using digital media, okay, because it gives such better quality picture nowadays. Tape? Honestly? And here we have, somewhat bizarrely, the winner's podium, I suppose, but although it's just a wall with no first or second or third place. But you have the trophy, which sort of just rests there. It actually gives you a spare piece. Okay, that's the piece that you're supposed to use plus the spare piece. I've just thought, bugger it, let's just put that on and make use of it. Make it look a little weirder, but what the hell? And then you're just supposed to just leave it resting on the spot like that, and that, you know, that's just a piece that you've effectively got upside down. It's just a flat, smooth piece that you just leave on there. And yes, there are stickers for all the other things. I'm just going to leave it to one side. I can't be bothered to put it back up. It keeps falling over. That might just be because I've made it a little too top heavy or something, but I just can't be bothered to move the piece now. Well, that's the review done. 4 little pieces, all officially endorsed by the actual companies whose cars are represented. So that's Audi, Ford, and who else? Corvette. I assume that's a separate company altogether, not just a name of a particular car. And yes, of course, they're spare pieces, as they always are, just tiny little pieces. So yeah, I quite like these. I can't really say anything else. They are nice, they are likeable, they look the part quite well. Somebody who is actually a car enthusiast, who is actually a sports fan specifically, would probably be able to spot how accurate they are. Me, I'm just going for them off their own aesthetics and the fact that I happen to like Lego. So yeah, that's good enough for me as far as I'm concerned, so off I go. Oh, and yes, of course, there are all these wheel trim things, which I just could not be bothered to put on. They're actually very simple to put on. You just take them out of the bag, you push them on. If you want them off, you just take the spanner tip and pull them off that way. Very simple, very easy. Well, I'll leave it at that. I'll see you next time.